Okay. There's a story. It's a Zen story I'd like to start with. It's about two monks that actually walk for a full day in silence. And so as they're walking, there's a junior monk and a senior monk. As they're walking, they reach a riverbank. And at the edge of the riverbank, they see a woman standing, unable to cross. Now, the older, wiser monk starts walking towards the woman, lifts her up, carries her, and takes her across the bank and sets her down. And they both monks start to continue to walk their journey. Now, I have to tell you something. Buddhist monks usually take a vow not to speak to a woman, let alone touch a woman. So anyhow, they continue their journey, and as they continue their journey, and it's about another 3-4 hours, they reach home, and the younger monk blurts out to the older monk and says, "How did you dare carry that woman? You know that we have a vow not to touch women." And the older monk says, very gently, with a smile, says, "Brother, I set that woman down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" The reason why I appreciate this story is because in a very wise way, this older monk reminds us and explains to us that many things that we carry from the past can cause a lot of anxiety and a lot of emotional suffering. You see, I lived for many years like that young monk. I had many burdens and many experiences that just took too much space in my mind, body, and soul. Some unconscious, and I'm sure many unconscious. My grandparents were orphaned in the 1915 Armenian genocide. And so they grew up never knowing the love and affection of their parents. And they reached Syria in an orphanage and then moved to Lebanon. Their children, my parents, were born in Lebanon, but at the onset of the Civil War, they were uprooted and had to flee and move to Canada as immigrants, where I was born. Now, I was placed in an all-French school, and there, being the child of an immigrant of Armenian descent, you can tell or you can understand that I was probably the oddball out. And based on that, I was faced with a lot of harassment and a lot of bullying. Could you imagine my emotional apparatus growing up? Perfectionism, people-pleasing, self-judgment, fear, anxiety, anger, all were part of what I was growing up. See, we don't carry just the emotions or the experiences from a week ago or a month ago or a year ago. We actually carry the wounds and memories from our childhood, conditioned childhood, and also from our inherited narratives. And what does this give us? It burdens us. It carries a lot of weight on us. It takes away a lot of our present moment, and it actually puts us in a spiral of nothing but past hurts and future worries. So I'd like to ask you, what are you carrying? Is it something someone said to you a month ago? Is it a past mistake perhaps that you keep playing in your head? Is it a dream that perhaps you thought it's too late to chase? Because we all carry something. We all carry that woman from the riverbank. And it's time that we set her down, walk mindfully, and be free. You see, mindfulness is not a fashionable trend that we think. It's actually something that we have to use. It's a way of living. And what I'd like to do very briefly, and I know there are many mindfulness tools that you can use, I'm going to share with you just very briefly four key tools that I take away, and I'll try to be as brief as possible. Things that I use that help get rid of things that no longer serve me. Looking beyond the mirror. We live in a world of mirrors, literally and virtually. We screen our mirrors, our phones, we scroll through social media, and our ego is having a party, saying, "Don't forget, you're not good enough. Look at her life, it's much better. Look at the way he's leading. Oh, he's really successful." And all of these keep playing in our head. the self-judgment, the reflections through the mirrors that we have, they all cause nothing but decrease of self-esteem. When we measure our self-worth based on other people's opinions or their reflections or image of us, then we relinquish our power and we lose complete self-esteem, as I said. So I recommend that we decrease the algorithms and increase our awareness. This is the time when we actually have to start thinking of going inward, to start really being real and free and whole and grounded. And it's okay to be messy. It's okay to be imperfect, as long as we're not self-judgmental. This is where we need much more introspection. We don't take the time to do that. And when the negative emotions come up, think of them like waves, right? Waves, you just let them drift by. Why? Because each of you is the full ocean, not the wave. The second thing we carry is the weight of how people or situations can drain us. I mean, I'm sure you've felt this before. You've gone somewhere or you're with somebody and you feel off. Either you feel diminished, you feel somehow, out of control, you feel discomfort. There's a reason for that. When we're with the wrong people, when we're in the wrong situation, what happens is that we lose complete energy. And when we're not able to actually protect that energy, again, we're giving away the control. So at this point, when you're with the wrong person, in the wrong situation, and you're feeling something off, listen. Listen to what the body's saying. Those are the whispers that are so important. Those are the whispers that tell us, this is not right for us. Our head will say, no, you must stay. Our head will say, no, this is what is expected of you. But listen to those slight whispers, because they nudge us, they trigger us, and they're there for a reason. That's what mindfulness does. Brings us back to the center, to hear those in the silent amidst the noise. The third, one that we already know, taking time off clock. We are in a life that is continuously in a speed motion, especially with all that's happening with technology. We're racing with time, and we tell ourselves, by this age, I have to have this career. By this age, I have to have this family. By this age, I have to have this success. And these are the way it does. And I cannot stop. I should not pause. Why? Because I'll be behind. Behind who? Behind who? The only person I should think about of being behind is the person I was a day ago, a year ago, or even 10 years ago. Sometimes pausing is okay. Sometimes pausing is a way of not being behind and not getting behind from others. It's a way to say, maybe I should take a step back, use my errand bow. And if I actually take that step back and pause, maybe I'll redirect myself more powerfully in the direction that is authentic and true to me. That's what mindfulness does. And the last one, there are many. The ones I really want us to listen to is the fact of how we choose faith over fear. You see, we always have a choice to choose between faith and fear. And there goes my screen. We always have a choice to choose between these two because it's always there and it's a part of the same coin. Listen to this. Both fear and faith are things that we believe in, that we don't see, and it hasn't happened yet. That's it. Run it through any religion, run it through any belief system. Fear and faith are things that we believe in, that we cannot see, and that have not happened yet. So if I have to choose something, why not choose faith? Why not try to say to myself, okay, you know what? If I have to choose something, if I choose faith, it will define me. Because if I choose fear, it will diminish my vision. Fear will say, I'm going to fail. Faith will say, I'm not done yet. Fear will say, I'm not good enough. Faith will say, I'm learning. Be patient. It'll take time. Mindfulness helps us to be able to center ourselves, to be able to be in the moment, to change our mindset, towards something that is towards trust and hope. Because it's so easy to choose fear. And I want to end this talk with a personal confession. The confession is, for many years growing up in Canada and then having moved in different parts of the world, my only vision for myself was I was going to be successful and famous. That was my dream. And the reason why I had that dream is because there was two purposes. One was that I want to seek vengeance for all those bullies and harassers from my childhood and all of my lifelong critics. It was my way of proving to them. And the other purpose was to show to the world that my ancestors' death was not in vain. So could you imagine the burden that I carried for years, thinking, if I meet this, if I do that, I will be recognized as success. I've met it. I was unhealthy. I was unhappy. I was running constantly, never satisfied, until one day a girlfriend tells me, she says, you know, I noticed that you've met all the objectives you wanted. Fantastic what you've done, Lara. But you're always so unhappy. There's lack of inner peace in you. That backpack you're carrying is so heavy. Isn't it heavy? Isn't it time you set it down? And that was the moment of maybe the beginning of my awakening, maybe the beginning of my mindfulness journey, but I'm pretty much sure it was that point. So what happened was I started to nurture my mind, nurture my body, nurture my soul. I started to breathe. I started to ground myself. I started to appreciate the smallest things that you just never do, even driving somewhere and looking at what's happening outside. My energy levels increased exponentially. And I'm not telling you the story to say, don't go after success, don't go after fame and money. Far from it. Please go for it. But in the process, do not lose yourself. Do not lose that authenticity, that voice that keeps telling you that this is not the right direction, go this way. That's all. And so one last time I will ask you before I end. What is it that's carrying you still? Is it the identity, the emotion, the behaviors that have been part of you? It's not yours to carry anymore. Set that down. Remember, when you have negative emotions, watch them drift by like waves. When something or someone drains your energy, listen to the whispers of your voice in your inner heart. When time is ticking and you feel that you're racing with time, pause. And finally, when you're afraid, always choose faith. And one last thing, to remember that good, wise old monk and tell yourself, it's okay. I will let go and I will set my backpack. It's time to be mindful. It's time to be free.